In 2010, a scientist pulled a bone out of a cave in Siberia. A tiny finger bone. He thought it was a Neanderthal. Routine stuff. He'd done it 100 times. Then the results came back. It wasn't a Neanderthal. It wasn't a Homo sapiens. It was something nobody had ever seen before. An entirely unknown human species, discovered from a single pinky bone. And here's the part that should mess with your head. That species is partially inside some people alive today. Right now, walking around, going to work, watching YouTube, and they have no idea. And that's just one of them. Because for most of human history, we were not the only humans on this planet. There were others. At least 5 different species. All of them real. All of them gone. Today, I'm going to show you who they were, what happened to them, and why part of them never actually disappeared. So let's go back. All the way back to 300,000 years ago. That's when Homo sapiens, us, first showed up. In Africa. Brand new species. Fresh start. But here's what nobody tells you. The world wasn't empty. It wasn't waiting for us. There were already other humans out there. Different ones. Living their lives. Raising families. Building fires. Completely unaware that we were coming. And over the next 250,000 years, we're going to meet all of them. First stop, Europe. 50,000 years ago. You're walking through a forest. It's cold. Not, I forgot my jacket, cold. I mean, genuinely, brutally, Ice Age cold. And then you see something through the trees. It's not an animal. It's standing upright. It's got a fire going. And it's staring directly at you. That's a Neanderthal. Neanderthals showed up around 400,000 years ago. They were shorter than us, but built like tanks. Pure muscle. Engineered for cold, brutal conditions. Their brains were as large as ours, maybe slightly larger. But before you say, so they were smarter, size alone means nothing. Think of it like 2 computers with the same storage, but completely different software. What we know for sure? They made tools. They hunted massive animals. They took care of their sick. They buried their dead. A Neanderthal skeleton found in Iraq, nicknamed the Flower Man, was buried surrounded by pollen from 8 different plant species. Some researchers believe someone placed flowers on his grave. 60,000 years ago. These were not mindless creatures. These were people. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. When Homo sapiens arrived in Europe, we didn't just wave at each other from across the valley. We interacted. We fought. We traded. And we had children together. Multiple times. Over thousands of years. If you're of European or Asian descent, roughly 1 to 4% of your DNA is Neanderthal. Not metaphorically. Literally. In your actual cells. They're not gone. They're in you. But as mysterious as Neanderthals are, they're not even the most mysterious ones. We found the next species entirely by accident. A scientist wasn't even looking for them. And everything we know about them, their DNA, their appearance, where they lived, came from a bone smaller than your pinky finger. Siberia, 2010. A cave called Denisovan. A scientist is sitting there, extracting DNA from a bone fragment, a tiny finger bone. He thinks it's a Neanderthal. He sends it to the lab, and then the results come back, and he stares at the screen. Because it's not a Neanderthal. It's not a Homo sapiens. It's something nobody had ever seen before. A completely unknown human species. Discovered by accident. From a single pinky bone. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Denisovans. Now here's what makes them different from every other species in this video. With Neanderthals, we have thousands of fossils, nearly complete skeletons, entire cave systems full of their tools and art. With Denisovans, we have a few teeth, a jaw fragment, and that one pinky bone. That's it. That's all we have from an entire human species. And yet, from that tiny amount of material, scientists reconstructed their entire genome, their full genetic code, from a finger bone. And what they found was wild. Denisovans split from Neanderthals somewhere between 380,000 and 470,000 years ago. They weren't confined to one place like we used to think. They were in Siberia. They were at high altitudes in Tibet. They were in Southeast Asia. Possibly further, they were everywhere. And just like Neanderthals, they interbred with us. If you're from Papua New Guinea, Australia, or parts of Southeast Asia, up to 5% of your DNA is Denisovan, a species we didn't even know existed 15 years ago, is literally inside some of us.
Part 1 of this video has come to an end. There are still 3 more human species left to introduce. Stay tuned.